All right, video 2 for lesson 9.3 on circles in the coordinate plane. We got 2 questions. So question 4, example 4, it says the equation x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 8y plus 16 equals 0 represents a circle. How can you rewrite the equation to identify the center and the radius and then graph the circle? So this is going to cover an Algebra 1 concept called completing the square. Notice that you do have an x squared and a y squared. So this is an equation of a circle because both variables are squared. However, there's no parentheses, right? It doesn't look like the equation, so it's our job to make this look like the equation. So the first step is anything without an x or a y, you move to the right side. So see, this 16 has no x or y, so we're going to move it to the right side by subtracting 16 on both sides. So just to kind of save some space, right? So this is going to become x squared, and now notice I'm going to put the 6x next to it, minus 6x plus y squared plus 8y equals negative 16. So I remove the constant and I put the common variable terms next to each other. When you complete the square, the completing the square thing you have to remember is b over 2 squared. That is an important concept when you're completing the square. So we're going to look at the x squared minus 6x first, and then I'll turn the y squared plus 8y into blue. So first and foremost, if this x squared had a coefficient, you'd have to factor it out, but it doesn't, thank goodness. And it's not going to, right? So ignore that part. So for the x's, your b value is the number with the x, right? So our b value is a negative 6. We're going to divide it by 2 and square it. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, and we're going to square negative 3 to get a positive 9. We'll do the same thing with the y's. Again, if this y squared had a coefficient, you have to factor it out, but it doesn't, and it won't. So we're going to take half of 8, because 8 is the b term with the y. Half of 8 is positive 4, and when you square it, you get 16. And now, we're going to take these two numbers, the 9 and the 16, and maybe I'll make this 9 green. And we're going to add them to both sides of this equation right here. We're going to put the 9 next to the 6x, and then over here at the negative 16. We'll put the 16 next to the 8y, and then over here with the negative 16. So it's going to look like this. And I'll try to color code it. You can see x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared plus 8y plus 16 equals negative 16 plus 9 plus 16. Now the reason we add it to both sides is just to keep sure that we are balanced as an equation. Right? You can't just add it to the left side, not add it to the right side. The equations become different. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to factor each of these sets of trinomials, the x's and the y's. Right? So what's going to happen is these are called perfect square trinomials. Because we did this completing the square, the factors of this trinomial, which are 2 parentheses, are going to be exactly the same. Right? It'll start off as x and x. And then it's the factors of 9 that are going to add or have a sum of negative 6. The two numbers that both make 9 are 3 and 3. They have to be negative because negative 3 and negative 3 add to negative 6. So I'm going to move the work up here. So I can write that as x minus 3 squared. And there's the start of our circle equation, x minus h squared. So I already know that the center of my vertex is at positive 3. And now I'll do the y's, right? I'll do it in blue. So down here, to get 16, I need 4 and 4. So this is going to be y plus 4, y plus 4. Because it's a positive 8, that's why it's a plus 4 plus 4. So this is going to be plus, and this is y plus 4 squared. Again, the same parentheses squared. And now I know that my y, or my k, is a negative 4, right? Because to make that a negative sign, it has to be negative, negative 4. So your k value is a negative 4. So there's my center. And then if you simplify the right side, I'll do it in green. The negative 16s actually cancel, or the negative 16 and positive 16 cancel, and you get 9. So this equals 9. But to find the radius, right, because this is r squared, to find the radius, we need to take the square root of both sides. And now we get the radius equals 3. And there's your radius. So our center is at 3, negative 4, and your radius is 3. So here's how you graph this, right? You plot the center first. So 3, negative 4. And then the only directions you can count on the coordinate plane are vertically and horizontally. So we're going to count in 4 directions, 3 from that center. 1, 2. I'll do it in green, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to connect those dots with a circle as best we can. Oh, I got cocky. There we go. And there's my circle, right? So that's how you graph a circle on the coordinate plane. So this is called completing the square. It's a gimmicky thing from Algebra 1 used to take a non equation in the not in the equation of a circle formula and putting it into it. I agree. And then the last problem. Okay, it says a Doppler radar detects precipitation within a 90-mile radius. Doppler radar gear in Grafton and Myersville does not extend to Clear Lake or Davis. Where can a third Doppler station be placed so that all towns are covered? So let's first draw a picture of the 2 Doppler radar systems that they already have in place, right? So let's do the one around Grafton, right? So Grafton is here. We're going to go 90-mile radius. Now notice that they're counting by 30s on the y-axis. So we go 1, 2, 3. That'd be 90. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So here is the Grafton radar, right? And I'll kind of shade it in. So notice it doesn't hit Clear Lake, it doesn't hit Davis, right? I'll also do the one in Myersville. So here's Myersville. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And I'll draw that. And again, you can tell that it's not also going to hit Clear Lake or Davis. So the question is, where can a third Doppler station be placed so that all towns are covered? So we want to put one more Doppler station so that Davis and Clear Lake can be covered. Well, first thing is, I want to find the distance between Clear Lake and Davis, right? And then determine where the midpoint might be, right? So that's the first thing we're going to do. Let's find the distance between Clear Lake and Davis. So distance, oh, there we go, sorry. Okay, distance between Clear Lake and Davis. We're going to find that, okay? So I'm going to connect them. I guess I should use green. We're going to do green. I'm going to connect them with a, right? So we want to find that distance. So I'm going to make the right triangle. Okay, so distance equals x squared plus y squared inside the square root. So we'll call this distance equals. So the x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 times 30, which is 180, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 times 30, which is 120. So we're going to take the square root of 180 squared plus 120 squared. And we're going to type that into Desmos. And when you type it into Desmos, you're going to get 216.33. Now, this would be a diameter of a circle. So again, if you think about this, right? So if you want a circle that incorporates both, that would be the diameter. This circle, let's use purple, would go around, right? Both. So the center would be the midpoint of that diameter, and then the radius would be from that center out. Well, if you take 216.33 and divide it in half, you're going to get the radius. And when you do that, you get roughly 108 point, and then 33 is like 0.16, okay? But notice that these Doppler radar stations can only be 90 miles in radius. That's longer, right? Again, if the radius is 90, then that means the diameter would be 2 times 90, which would be 180. You can only have a diameter of 180. This has a diameter of 216. So no matter how you slice it, whatever you compare, there cannot be a third Doppler station placed. So again, you can compare the radii or the diameter. Let's go ahead and compare the radii. Okay, so we're going to write this answer here. We're going to say since 108.16 is greater than 90, right? There is not one Doppler station. There is not 1 Doppler station, I can reach Clear Lake. That can reach Clear Lake and Davis. So I was kind of confused when I did that problem myself the first time, you know, but there we go. Cool. All right, so nice application of circles. All right, good luck with this section.